confused. It says we're live, so I'm guessing we're live.
I'll start mute it.
I just love we're already getting complaints from Paul in the chat. So many other things I could be doing on a Friday night, like washing up the laundry, those sort of things. We're already getting complaints from Paul in the chat. Well, look, I hear you. I hear me in the background.
I think I've. Oh. Right, I think I've got it.
Okay, let's what happened. I see you're wearing the nice new the new logo.
I am. It's a new start.
Excellent. Minimalist. A grown-up, mature bear.
Yeah, there's white ones with black as well. But I just haven't like made them available yet. I'm just waiting until I'm off contract, and then I'll probably be on contract like the next day.
Oh, cool. Humble brag. Look at me and my talent.
It's not that. Just because I'm trying to prepare ahead, and then like, yeah, obviously, you know what LinkedIn's like. So
I think it's fantastic. I'm one of the few people on tech Twitter that like LinkedIn.
Oh no, I like it. I like it. It's great.
Okay, I thought you were complaining.
No. Like I get a lot of good thing. To be fair, like a lot of the good contracts or like freelance stuff I do come through LinkedIn. So
yeah. Well, that's LinkedIn now. Sorry, I'm having a beer without you. Do you have a glass there?
I have a little something.
Yeah?
It's 2022. It's new year, new me, and all that. And
I'm just wondering, like, can we use this camera angle to get like a cheers going?
We can. And the other thing was, like we were saying, it's the year of the twos, which is it's my thing, right? So
yeah.
Wow. I don't know why though. You sound really
that one.
I don't know, is your sound coming through properly? Because you sound really weird.
Oh well, can everyone hear me in the chat? Okay.
You sound really like echoey.
Echoey.
Yeah, as in like it's not coming through your mic like super clear or something. I don't know.
Let me have a look. Audio. Full setup.
Do you know? It actually sounds like it's coming through a laptop.
No, it says it's coming through mine.
That's strange.
Let me have a little look. Let's diagnose this, and then we'll continue.
You just don't sound as clear as normal. That's all.
Maybe it's because I haven't had my Irish twang. That's what it's saying.
Like it's just like not very loud. It's just weird.
Because your headphones, I wonder. Huh? Is it just because it's coming through your speakers? I wonder. Or...
No, yeah, I'm playing you through the Bosies, so you should be.
Weird. I'm gonna test myself.
Yeah, it's just really strange.
Let's have a look. Hello. Yeah, it sounds okay here.
Yeah, I don't know. It just sounds a bit odd
on your end, then, thankfully, for once.
But yeah, we've got some hard seltzer.
Look at that. Well, they're all their age.
Well, I thought I'd try something different.
Yeah, makes sense. I think even the likes of Budweiser and everyone are trying to get in on that trend now.
This is going to be our first cheers, even though we've not been
I'm here trying to remember which side I go. Yeah, so there, let's cheers here. that worked.
Someone screen grab that for later. We'll make a GIF of it. Maybe we should do that. Just like slowly douche.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what everyone came for, is to just watch us trying to figure out how to make a cool cheers on camera, I think. Why not? Easily amused.
Can we name drop
some? What? Can we name? Who did we name drop?
I don't know, but I got a reaction GIF to make now, so.
We name drop some more. I don't even know who we name dropped. I guess it's just because we have so many famous friends that it just naturally happens.
I've gone for a moderately full glass of ice as well.
Oh, nice.
And
oh yeah, the brands and alcohol. Oh yeah, because that's the stuff that gets things taken down. Well, I think what's going to happen the first like next 10 minutes of this stuff is probably going to have to be cut out to be put on YouTube anyway. Because people will be like, let's go get a nice tutorial on how to do these things, and then they won't get it. Okay, what are we advertising now, Jay?
So
that was beard oil. Today we are going on to timers.
Yeah, well, this thing is obviously we talked about this, and I thought maybe this would be good for us to not steer on too many tangents, because then we can set a timer of like waffling for 10 minutes and then doing something practical for 25 or something. And then
That's actually really smart. That would keep us. We probably need that in all of our conversations.
Yeah, like after using this for half a day,
probably should have put that on. We should put that on for the ranked matches. We're not allowed to converse unless it's strategic.
Well, for like half, I don't know, I'd say, yeah, the half day I've used it, I'm already considering picking up a few more of these.
Why do you need more than one?
Because like I'll have one on my desk and then one in my gym bag, like one, you know.
I thought you're just like, I'm just going to buy them as gifts for people.
I'm terrible at having one thing and then like moving it around the house. Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really cool. So you just lay it down, and then as you rotate it, it obviously
changes the time.
25, 30. And yeah, and then an alarm goes off at the end.
Okay, set a timer for 5 minutes of nonsense, just to make sure that we're
done.
We actually get to work soon. So
they're also not gummy bears, Stefan. They are Jelly Babies Double Trouble. They're amazing.
So much for hiding the brand.
They're Jelly Babies Double Trouble by Haribo.
Yeah. It's it would have been more fitting if there's bears. I guess you should just have to convert now to jelly bears from now on.
These are weird though. They got like rhubarb flavor on them. I'm cracking them open.
That's fair.
Screw it.
That's fair.
I'm gonna have to turn you up on mine though. You are really quiet for some reason. Do you find that really weird? Yeah, don't know why you're so quiet.
Double Trouble should be the name. Oh no, actually, I forgot. I have to rename the name of this stream. So
yeah, these are banging.
I don't know why I thought that this was like I went for a very appropriate name. I can make it appropriate for SEO afterwards. But I don't know what we're going to get done. So
I will get it all done. I was thinking about it in the car. So it's called Double Trouble, right? But
I've just changed it to The Gang Does CSS. Oh my god! What kind of fucking mutant is that?
That's not Double Trouble. That's a party. That's Twister gone wrong.
Absolute carnage already. This is off to a great start. How's our timer doing?
We've got 254 left.
Oh, that's great. I can actually we can start looking through this to make sure I have things set up and everything you need in here.
What are we gonna do? We're gonna do it like VS Live share, like we normally do.
Yeah, actually, let's get that going first before I start screen sharing, because that's usually where I end up having to like show my password or something like that.
I need to see if I can actually make it work. Live share. Join session. Signing. Yeah, you sign in using GitHub, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, we're actually getting things done, people. I swear. Oh no, that's a Docker container. Don't want that. Off to a great start. Where the hell is my live share? It always comes up when I don't want it. Starting a collaboration session. Let's see if working. Okay, I'm going to send you this on Discord. I'm going to see how this works.
Sweet. I don't know what's going on with my audio. Sorry, I just tried turning the speakers like.
Do you want to grab headphones or anything just to see if it fixes it?
It's on my end, right? So the audio says that I'm using speaker, which is the correct thing. And then when I change it in the, I'm going to try it in system preferences. When I change it in the toolbar at the top, it's not actually making a difference, which is really weird. Let's have a look. Sound. Yeah.
Right. While you're doing that, I might as well just share this into the two things. I forgot to actually share it into our Discord as well.
Yeah, the sound is just coming out of my Mac Mini. This is why it sounds weird.
Ah, so it's not me. It's not my side. Oh, geez. Now I hear weird things. There's like squeaking and things.
No, that was the alarm telling us we have to do something now.
Yeah, well, we're doing stuff, alarm.
What I'm going to do is I'm just going to disconnect my cable for a second. I don't think it'll boot me off the stream. It shouldn't do.
Yeah, thanks. I didn't think so either. We have people. He said he was shooting off the stream. I wasn't listening. He'll be back in a second. Device is not connected. He'll be back. He's always back. Well, look, you've got someone else now as well. He had his audio coming out of his wrong computer, so he needs to restart to get the audio to come through the right computer. So, tech. It's usually me that crashes as well, so I'm really happy with that. I swear, as soon as he's back, we will jump back in and start doing things productively. I think. I'm not sure, but maybe. Let's see. I can share some stuff anyway while I wait for him to come back. Which one is which? Okay, let's. Aha! Okay, the new site's there. Aha! The King Dennis Ivy is here. Myself and Jhey were just talking about the stream we all did together with you last night while we were playing Halo. He went back over it and was saying it was actually really valuable. I was shocked because I know we were all having beers and fun. So, yeah, we'll have to catch up again soon, for sure. All right. I might as well give people a walkthrough. I got this finally working during the week. Let's see if I can change the view here. Okay. So I got this working. There was an issue with my newsletter where I couldn't get it to work with Review, the Twitter service, because, and they don't tell you this in the documentation, and I did a stream last week or Monday? Yeah, Monday. I did a stream on Monday with this, but if your account isn't verified by them manually, that you just get an unauthorized error while you're using the API, but it's not documented anywhere. So it's a bit of a nuisance. So now what happens is I actually get stuff. I should anyway. Let me just make sure my browser and my loopback is on so that you can hear the glorious sounds. I don't know what that animation looks like. Streaming, obviously inspired by a lot of the confetti that Jhey uses. I didn't even steal his tutorial for this one. I was proud. I went and learned it all by my lonesome, but definitely stolen and inspired by him. So I have to give that out. I'm really proud of that. I don't know if anybody knows where that sound is from. It's a little Easter egg. So you get bonus points if you know where that comes from. I've also been updating my blog to have some of my newer articles. How crazy is this? But I've recently went and written an entire massive blog on cognitive bias because I'm working with a world-class psychologist at the moment. So I have had to learn something, and I'm writing it down so I don't forget. Yeah, Dennis, if you will come back, I'd absolutely have you. It was so much fun, and it's well overdue that we have a beer. I haven't been doing it because I haven't been doing much streaming because of my startup, so we'll have to catch up on all that kind of things. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I don't know if Jhey. I better message Jhey and see if he's coming back, or will I just start trying to figure this out? Are you coming back? I can safely say that the timer did not help Jhey's productivity here at all. Ah, there you are.
This is so weird.
Why? What's wrong?
It's StreamYard?
Yeah.
So StreamYard breaks my audio setup. And
Weird.
I just didn't even realize it. So when I joined, so I just restarted the computer and I didn't actually need to. So there's a setting in StreamYard, you know, like for cam mic. And I'd just gone into that. And for some reason, when I opened this, it just defaulted to setting it to the Mac Mini. So that's why I was like, oh, you sound really weird. Oh, well. That was fun. Is it
working now?
Yeah, it's all good now.
Okay, cool.
I was like the computer needed it probably wanted a refresh anyway. It's been a while.
Dennis just joined us in the chat as well. Dennis Ivy. I was just saying that we were only talking about him last night, that you had went over the stream that we did and it was actually useful, which we were all surprised about because we talked so much nonsense as well. And I was asking people if they could figure out what the sound was when I submitted my email. So far we have SpongeBob. Sounds like the last day in school before summer break. And then, do we think Jhey electrocuted himself? I don't think that's what the sound was. I don't think that was a guess. I think that was just everyone thought you died. So,
no,
I don't think that's a guess for what the sound is. That nobody has the right answer yet. Jhey, you obviously know, so there's no point in.
Well, I instigated it.
Yeah, exactly. I did do something in preparation, surprising. So I had a nightmare before this. Obviously, I was telling you about it. I deleted my newsletters for the next few weeks by accident. That's why you don't write on cloud storage, I guess, either. Especially not cloud storage that you're going to delete the account of. So what I did get done, though, because I thought it was important, was I added the 3 pieces that you might need.
Oh, cool.
Although this one is not trimmed. I don't know if that will matter. Maybe I'll go back and get one that's trimmed. See the way there's a little bit of white space around the edges. We'll play around with it as is and see what happens.
The audio stressed me out. I had to open the jelly snakes as well.
Have you gone through the other packet already? Did you use the entire blob of people? The roll.
I haven't eaten much today, okay?
Dennis is saying, I start swearing when I drink, and that's not good for PR. It's okay. It's called culture when you're on an Irish YouTube channel. It's expected. You fit right in. If you're not swearing, we won't trust you. That's the way it works.
So now I've got this I think I've got myself set up now. I think I can work it out.
Okay.
I think I'm connected.
All right. So what is the best way to start this? Is showing you where we have the current image that we're going to work on, or let's looking at the site here. What are you trying to achieve here with this? So I've shared the link to the work you've done for Kenzie Dodds in the links below. So if anyone is looking for a nonsense riddled version of this, definitely check out the article in the description, because it's going to be much more to the point than all of the questions I'm going to ask. But if you're just here to see how it's done and how an idiot is guided through this, stick around, and that's what we're going to start doing. Because animating is one of my poorer skills, because I usually work on enterprise software, so obviously it's not that it's not needed that much. So what is your plan for this? You said to me, wasn't it, your site looks shit, let me fix it? Was that your quote?
Don't say that. I'm looking for work soon.
Just so everyone knows, he did not say that. He just said, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we could put some parallax effects on the image on the homepage, and like just make the homepage pop? And I agreed. But
and
obviously, any minor
charge
suggestion is a
$1
critical
million
to my ego.
So,
what's your plan, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, so what we can do is where is this? I'm rolling my cursor over it and you can't see what I'm doing, but where is this like triple image? Where is that?
So that is in right now. That's a singular image that I have.
Yeah,
I haven't changed anything, but I've imported.
Where does it live in the repo? Like,
okay, yeah, that is on the homepage, so it'll be in pages index.js, I'm guessing.
Okay, cool. Just double checking you haven't like somewhere else.
Yes. Nope, that's blog. This is because I named.
Okay, cool. Yeah, image Niall Mayer headshot. Sweet. So I'm gonna get rid of that.
Okay, so we see you here. I might as well click follow you.
What can we call it? I want to call it something fun, but it's not really a bobblehead. We could make it a bobblehead.
We call it bobblehead now. I've been called worse.
We're just going to write it in the file for now.
Yeah, we can export it even after this. I don't think it's a big deal for the moment.
Do I need? I don't really need GSAP for this. We can do it without. So what we'll do is. So did you say you already had those 3 images?
Yes, they're JPEGs at the moment. I'm going to optimize them to WebP afterwards.
Yeah, that's fine. Do you know what they're called?
Of course. Don't tell them I'm looking. You definitely can't see the screen.
You're in public, right?
Yeah, they're called head main. I have
head
them
orange,
on the stream here if you see it as well. Head main, head orange, and head pink.png.
Trust this workspace to enable. Oh, does this disable some of your? Oh, okay. Right, we'll just do this. For some reason, do you have to do something weird with the settings to like make all your normal keyboard shortcuts work in VS Live Share? I was just trying to do Command Shift D there just to like copy this 3 times, and it didn't do it. So
I'm guessing there's just a few odd issues with it, but I've never had many issues as far as I can remember anyway. But look,
let's do it the old school way and actually type it out.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Lucky it's only streaming on LinkedIn, and people will see that you're nice and like, yes, just type out every character. Bang for buck over here. Bang for buck, Jhey.
So I'm trying to think about how I did it without actually looking at the article. I think the best way.
I think that's more interesting, even if you try to start explaining what it is that you're doing. So, like, what are we trying to achieve overall before we even start doing it? Because that way we can judge if it's actually done as well.
So, like, naturally, you'll be drawn to thinking, right, I'm gonna drop 3 images in and just render them, but it's not very maintainable going forwards. So, and especially in like React land, we can just do a map. So it actually makes more sense to think about each item that you want to move in this scene as like a piece of config that React doesn't really care about. And then we're just going to iterate over them and just render them inside some container. And then as our cursor moves, we can just update like a coefficient at the highest level and then use CSS scope for each item to like respond to that coefficient however it wants.
And so that means it's not going to be the state that updates. It is just, or is it state that updates and that's updating a CSS property?
We're not going to mess around with any state. We're just going to do it in like straight on the container with a ref, so we don't have to do state updates.
Interesting. So that's going to be all interesting to me, because I mostly stay away from refs.
So this is like something that came up when I did chats with Kent. Like a lot of my not a lot of, well, yeah, a lot of it I guess as well. A lot of the work I do is like making things do things in React that aren't the normal path maybe. So like you know, most people will be like, right, we're going to do state changes and use a reducer or whatever, but a lot of the things I do, like a lot of things you do, like if you're going to do visual things, you don't want to be triggering state changes loads, because obviously it just become really laggy. So you end up like, it's weird, like you end up kind of like using React like a wrapper for what you were going to do anyway to like shoot.
I was guessing, because that was going to be my question of how do you manage doing thousands of updates when you start like swinging your mouse around?
Yeah, so I found that when I did the
answered that for me. You're not doing it with state, so it doesn't destroy the memory.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it always reminds me of like good old AngularJS days when you had like big data sets, and to get around it, you would just not make the data set part of Angular's data. You would like wrap it and do a template, and then any updates you'd just make them singularly instead of like binding to everything. And it's kind of like that. So we're going to do all our DOM changes, and then you just hook into React when you need it, and then you dip back out, but you're just using it to render everything. And then you do all your event stuff in an effect, but you do it like in the vanilla way, if that makes sense. You'll see anyway. It's a really small amount of code when we streamline.
Okay, cool.
Things like this will streamline it, you see, because then we can be like, right, the first one, and ideas like not really, don't really need it, but you can use it as a key when we do the map. So say the source is main, and we'll just say X and Y are 0 for now. And like we're just thinking of what our config is going to look like, right? So
yeah,
we do that. So we have 3, and then we'll do that one as pink, that one is orange, and then in here, so oh, my dad's at the front door.
Go on, run and get it.
I'll be 2 seconds.
That's all right. Look at it. You'd swear it was summer. The guy's wearing shorts. Unbelievable. So you have that, items, and how is he going to link these in together? I'm wondering if he's going to add the URLs in here, or are they going to be linked separately? I should probably ask the question. Oh, okay. Yeah, the source here. There are the variables, so he's going to map these out. Let's see if I can go down here. Where's my head gone? Oh, bobblehead. Yeah, so it's going to return. Oh, I need to stop following Jhey. Oh, he's back before I could do damage.
I don't skimp on the heating.
Yeah. Well, you're wearing shorts. It was snowing here today, so I'm just wondering how cold it is there as well.
Oh, it's cold, but yeah. I'm like a shorts all year round person if I can. So
I was going to just start mapping out the bobbleheads because I was guessing that's the.
Well, I was just about to. So, what I was going to do, and I guess I'll do it vicariously over your shoulder. So if you go to your site, because you're obviously doing the screen share, inspect that image, and it's currently inside a container anyway, isn't it?
It should be. It is in this relative container because I've made a relative container for that because I did plan on making some absolute stuff.
Okay, cool. So what I will do is I'll just make that container. I mean, no, actually, I know it's a bit. What's going on? I know it's a bit divitis, but what we'll do is we will do.
Like you could even, I understand what you're saying. Do you think like an empty div around it would probably be better, just so like for semantics where you're.
I was just going to say we'll do something like heightful, widthful. I've forgotten Tailwind. Would that show something?
Yeah, you can see on the stream. You can actually see the little. You can see the color preview here. So that's a pale. Maybe go 400 so we can see stuff.
I need to install that color preview thing.
It's very good, handy for Tailwind. Okay, so we don't see anything, but I think it's just shrinking.
Does the container still have size?
Yes, this much though, and that's the padding. That's all that's showing. So it's inside.
So it doesn't have size. So the one. See, I would hack this in the dev tools. It's easier. But if you set height 100 and width 100 on that, does it make it bigger?
So you want
just height 100%. And then whack a width 100% on it.
Oh, I hate when this does that width.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
you know what you need to do with the container then at least.
Yeah. So I'll just add a H4. So if you refresh it now, it should be all right.
The other day, I spent so much time debugging, wondering why my updates weren't coming through, to find out that I was just like looking at my live site. You know.
So then we can do, we can do.
I hope you have your timer running to make sure that we're being motivated.
What time do you want it set for?
Well, I think 20 minutes since of how much we've wasted on messing already.
Okay, so it doesn't do 20. So we'll go 50.
Around 25. Let's get a good chunk out of the way.
25.
Let's see how far we can get.
25. Then we'll chat. Absolute rubbish. I'm gonna destructure it here.
Smart. I always forget to destructure inside maps. I don't know why. It's just one of those things that I destructure everywhere else and then not when I put a function in something.
I put that in the right place? I don't think I have, have
I? You've double curly bracket? No, that's okay.
That's good. Cool. Right, so we should see the images now.
Broken. Okay, so that means a path issue.
Public images, head pink.
No, that's correct. Yeah.
Headshot from. It should be
Why?
right.
Why is that not working? Let's inspect.
That's weird.
Get object is not found.
Oh. No, that's weird because I'm... I mean, we can log the source.
Yeah, log the source out there for a second. I'm just confused. Worst case, we can just use the public path, you know, because they're in the public folder, so we can just go slash. Source is...
What's it done?
I think
Put in an object.
source.source is what you need. It actually brings in the image and all its details, funny enough, in an object. I haven't seen that. That must be a next thing.
It's a bit weird.
Oh, look at that good looking guy.
There he is. Is that what you would... I don't think you were doing that. Oh, I know why. There we go. We weren't using next image.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Inspect the DOM where those images are. And did the style get passed through? I can't remember what you have to do for...
So am I seeing...
Well, I can't see because my head's in the way.
Oh, sorry. How do we... let's put this full screen for a second.
I can't remember how you pass style off the top of my head. Does it go into the container for the image? How does it work again?
Usually, I just... Especially with next images, they act up because you give them a specific set site. They're like an absolute thing. So
yeah,
what
usually...
I usually do is make them an absolute
normally
item inside another absolute thing or whatever, you know?
Well, they are normally a pain because you have to do... Oh, that's weird.
We can use normal image for now.
It's fine.
Because this is the styling. It's
other properties on the image
by...
component will be passed to the underlying image element with the exception of the following. Style, use class name instead. Let's just see. What does that do?
Class is object. So it doesn't let you style that, basically.
That is really weird. I know it normally gives you a bit of a pain because, especially when you do it in Storybook, you have to really mess around with it. Okay, it's not the end of the world because we're using scopes anyway, so all we've got to do really is just wrap it.
I can also optimize these things manually as well. Like, it's free images. It's not like it's a...
Well, it's just the loading and stuff as well you get a benefit of, right? So we'll just do this. It's fine.
And Paul, I absolutely couldn't have picked a better picture. It's literally the best picture I own at the moment. So unfortunately, that's what I've been gifted with. So we are just getting the Next.js image to behave nicely with all of these calculations basically first.
Yeah, that should work, right? How's that looking? Are we back in the zone?
We have
Sweet.
We have several different things there now. Perfect. Yeah. Do you want a width full on this, or do we want this as a ratio thing? So it's like square, because I was working with a square to make sure that I could like balance it.
We don't really care. We just want it to be whatever you size the image as.
Okay.
So
yeah. So like, originally the ratio of the whole thing was I had laid it out like a square, just so it would when it was on a 2-column layout look okay, and when it wasn't like really long on a mobile then as well.
Well, the idea I had was that if you did something like this. I think this would work.
Jesus. Earlier today, Paul called me ET, so you're doing better than I am. Poor Stefan.
How does that look?
What the hell? We've got my old image back, no?
Mm-hmm.
You put it back? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's perfect then. Yeah, that's the same.
The only thing I've not got right there, I'm going to have to bring up Tailwind. I can't do it all without the...
What are you trying to do?
Well, I've just been doing it all with from memory. You know, like normally you can use the VS Code built-in thing, but I'm not having much joy with my VS Code through LiveShare.
Strange. You think you'd get your own plugins, really, wouldn't you?
Is it? I can't remember if it's Z minus one. Is that what?
Oh no, it's minus Z1. I think.
Oh, that's it.
I think it's minus in front of it.
I'll double check it. I think you're right though.
Same as like when you're doing minus properties in Tailwind, it's always minus whatever the property is, then the value.
So yeah, I should be able to just do...
I'm only an expert, don't mind me.
No, I haven't been able to play with it lately, which is a shame. Because it is...
Yeah, I'm just fresh I'm after just finishing 3 websites on Tailwind because I need to do my marketing site for MyQ. I've done like a little content site, and then I've done this, so I'm really fresh with it. And then I've just upgraded all of the sites today with the help of a friend of mine, Adam, to version 3. So
what does it look like now? Okay, that's weird.
That's not what you expected.
I don't know. It's kind of.
Is that? I'm just wondering. Is that because in the image tag, the height and width are being explicitly set by default?
Well, the thing I was going to do here was overlay them and then get them into the same position as they were before.
Yes. No, I get that. But I mean,
but the issue there is if you go back.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, on this one.
You should be able to see one through the other. So just stay on there for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Why can I get a URL to like see this? How does that work in LiveShare?
You should be able to do this localhost thingy as well. Remember we did it before where you were able to see all of it live as well.
Yeah, how do we... Where's the URL?
Because this has... I've done this without without being able to see, like talk to the person even. I just took over, you know?
Refresh Explorer. New file. I want to see it. I just want to open it because it'll be way easier for me to dig in and have a look at it. Live. Come on, chat. Someone must know how to do it.
What do you, okay, that's... Share the session URL.
Just want to do... I swear last time we... does this do it? Here we go.
Oh, you have it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can inspect it now. We're back in business.
I can have a little dig around now. Cool. What is going on here? head orange is that big one. So the free images.
All of my heads are big.
The free images are taking up that space, and then they've got opacity 0.5. Strange.
So do we want to give that a responsive or a fill, see on mine, to the thing so that it takes up the container space?
You can go with whatever you want. We're just
I just mean for the image itself, because you see the way it's like taking up more room than you expected. I'm wondering,
yeah,
is it? I'm thinking that what's happening is it's coming in with like an absolute size, like it's absolutely sized.
Well, I'm not really bothered about that because I'll change that anyway.
Okay, so you're just worrying about seeing the different layers.
Yeah, I just want to see the other ones so I can basically overlay them. But it's right, okay. Okay, let's do that. If we go, once we nail the position, like this is like the worst bit, doing this, like getting it all lined up. Once you've got that, like the actual parallax part is pretty easy. Right, so if you look at it now, you'll see what I was trying to do. That should have worked.
Excellent.
Right, so I can line them up.
So you want to overlay with what we had then to make sure that it's somewhat
to get the positioning kind of right.
Yeah.
Do you know what's funny? You've set up your nano leaves and it looks like you've got little ears.
Oh yeah, look. It's because I'm leaning to one side now. Okay, back there. Actually, I should be just playing around with these. There's some ridiculous settings. I haven't even actually shown you them on cameras. I'll wait until the timer's finished and then we'll.
Yeah, we've still got
then I'll start fucking with that for 5 minutes.
So if we go back to our component, now we can do like. So we could say. Let me try and guess it. We want something like. Let's say h1/4. Are you not changing? Oh yeah, right. Okay, cool. Yeah, what's... Oh, that's weird. Why is the image bigger than the container?
That's what I was saying. Do we need to add a setting to the next image? Because I think it's given an explicit fit.
Yeah.
And that's why I was thinking that maybe you need to like add.
Yeah. Is it object fit cover?
Layout.
Yeah. Which one of them does? Oh yeah. Go. Yeah. Try that. It's been a while since I messed around with next image.
Fill, fixed, or responsive?
I guess. Yeah. Responsive. See.
Let's try that first.
That looks better, I think.
Where is it?
No, that's fine because there's no width. So you can see it.
Look at that. Yeah.
Really tiny, but It is there.
It's something. It's because
Yeah.
that container that's in is actually smaller, isn't it? Because we drill down into it.
Yeah, that looks pretty close.
Yeah, that's that one.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks pretty.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know.
See the way it's getting cut off?
Yeah, I don't think you're seeing
here?
the same thing as me. Maybe give it a refresh. Yeah,
Yeah, it looks like it's getting cut off.
Yeah,
here for me.
For some reason, you're not seeing the same thing as me.
Okay, well, let's keep going a little bit, because what will happen is I can just stop the server and start the server again in a minute, and that will fix all problems.
If I do top, yeah, if I do top 1/2, now if you check it.
Now it's hanging.
Yeah, this is really strange on your end.
Keep running with it.
Although, what screen are you running on? Are you running on your monster?
No, I have it split, so it's like a normal size.
Oh,
and that sizing should be relative to the container anyway.
Well, I will show you what or how I have it, and then
see, now it's down the bottom right hand corner.
That's weird. Yeah, I can see it now. It is cut off for some reason.
Is that the overflow hidden? If you just get rid of that, will it behave as you expect? It's now in the middle.
Yeah, it's still not in the right sort of spot. So like when you go a bit narrower, it sort of goes a bit weird.
It's sticking to the middle here for me.
I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense. Although, actually, no, it does make sense because it's in the middle of the. It is in the middle of the.
Yeah, it's in the center.
The red box. Although there seems to be, I don't know, there seems to be like some padding or something in the way.
There is. Was there padding? Did we get rid of that? You got rid of the padding.
Undock it and have a look. Just seems like there's
there's padding 10 around. Oh no, that's outside the bobblehead, isn't it?
Well, because what I've done is I've given it. Right. Okay. Ugh. Yeah. It's because so this is what annoys me about using next image. So if you look at our container, the container is a square, right?
Yeah.
And the image is bigger than it.
Yeah.
So what were the next image options again? Have you got them still to hand?
Oh, responsive fixed, size to width and height exactly. Intrinsic scale down to fit width of container up or down image. So maybe that's what.
I swear there was one that does something.
Oh, look, we don't even have anything on it anymore, though. It's gone.
No, you're looking at the wrong thing.
Oh yeah, that's the old one.
As if like this is This is what's causing us issues. Messing around with this.
No, I always have issues with the next image. Intrinsic. What would we have? Fill.
So what we technically want.
Look at that. That's perfect there now, isn't it?
No. If you squish
like it's smaller, it's smaller because that other one is bigger, but that's directly in the center of a container now. Like if you put a border around that, just so you can see it a little bit clearer, I think that's where you kind of want it.
What you wanted was an extra prop on next image.
The object fit.
And then
you did say that earlier.
Keep it. Yeah. I can't. Like I say, I haven't been doing next stuff for a little while, so I've forgotten the image stuff.
Remix friend.
But yeah, that looks good. So this, so you see like this top and left, I'm gonna take that out. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna.
This is where the X and Y's come in, is it?
Yeah, so I need to remember how to do this. Let me just look.
And is this for adding the properties in Tailwind land? Because this is something I have not done, is adding like too much. Like I have obviously color extends, but I've not done what you're about to do.
Yeah,
so that's why I you know, I like to go and look these things up before people come on, so I look knowledgeable. But I thought, no, you know what? Jhey knows I don't know this. I'm not bluffing anybody.
This is quite cool. So this is when. So I will eventually write my Tailwind article, but this is one of the gripes I have when people complain about it. Is that like, I don't know why you're complaining, because you can do anything with it.
Yeah,
it's still CSS. It's just you just put it in a bit differently. So
I need to install this then.
Potentially.
See this at require? Is that not the way you're doing this? Because this is V3, I think it might be slightly different. You're not just require down at the bottom here, the plugin. See, like here?
This is how I would usually do this.
Okay, I'll leave you to it, and if it breaks, we can just admit that I'm great.
It might have changed, but you know, like it. You start on a version and you just stick with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. It might be. We might need to change it. And then, so what you can do is you can do stuff like, yeah. So we could say like dot parallax item, and then all we do is write some actual CSS straight in.
I'm just loving the by the end of the stream, Jhey will be a diabetic thanks to jelly babies. And Stefan said that's why he has a can of insulin.
I have to have a lot of sugar. It's just, yeah. It's just how it goes. I'm afraid. Oh, I don't have.
Okay, so. Oh, look at that. Okay, right. I'm gonna change my nano leaf then to.
What do we have? 5 minutes. 5 minutes chat.
5 minutes chat.
5 minutes.
We're about to get into this. Well, okay. Let's see. Why is this? I have too many Wi-Fis in my house. First world problems. Now we have a TV simulation thingy on the back.
No, I went gym before this, and then.
This is called date night.
This is date night. This is date night.
Look, I'll make the whole room red.
And what did it say I did? It said I did 74 minutes of freestyle. for 641 calories.
Where is?
But no anaerobic, just cardio. We were just waiting for the waiter to bring the bill.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what. There's the Tron one. Or that? Oh, yeah, there's the Tron one. That's pretty cool.
That is cool. It's a bit Halo-y.
We've just been playing too much Halo, basically.
We could make them.
I think that's the thing. Like, if this fails, we'll just end up putting on Halo and just being like, yeah, headshots.
Maybe we'll just do some nanoleaf animations and put them in the backdrop of your page or something.
Yes. Right, this one's Cyberpunk. That's exactly what I need.
Do you use Waze in the car?
I don't. Everyone says I should use that because.
So I love it. So
and whatnot.
When you use Waze in the car, like through Android Auto or whatever, however you can use it. People dash mount phones, don't they? So whenever you use Waze, you can obviously change the icon of your car, and you can change it to the warthog.
Oh, nice!
Which is obviously Halo. So it cracked me up when I saw that the other day.
I like that. I'd be so happy with that.
Yeah, I need to change mine to Warthog in honor of you and our Halo nights.
Yeah, too frequent, maybe. Nah, not frequent enough. No. We haven't done it a lot lately.
We haven't at all. I mean, I had to download the full update yesterday, so no one's got any questions today. Everyone's just chilling.
I think everyone's chilling. People don't know how to socialize anymore. COVID has ruined socializing. We just don't know how to speak to people. You just have to kind of get on with it. Just hope people don't look you in the eye as you walk at them in the street. So I think that's how you catch COVID, isn't it? If they look you in the eye. I'm not sure. I'm not keeping up to date with how this thing is working.
I don't know how I got it. I just had it. That was awful.
No, not football or anything for sure.
Probably. When we all do a big group hug for goals.
Yeah.
And kiss
when you all kiss each other to celebrate.
Yeah.
Mwah! Yes. No. Cough on our faces for celebration. It's the ultimate.
The worst thing is the last game, I think I caught it on a Sunday in the last game I played before Christmas. And then the best thing is matches return this week and we're playing them again. So it'd be great. It's like the battle of COVID.
Nice. If people don't die from that, you're safe.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Everyone is quiet.
Yeah, everyone is. Oh, look, Astra just jumped in as well.
Yo.
And Paul remembers when we all played Apex. Well, Paul, you've been quiet in the Discord. You just jump into the Discord and you suggest a game inside the Discord, and people will just jump on and play games because we're looking for any excuse to not deal with our responsibilities.
That feels like forever ago as well. I was deep in my depression then, so I was in a different place.
You'd swear that was abnormal for men to hide away in video games.
Yeah, I just bury myself in. Well, I'm always like Paul says there, I'm always busy anyway. I'm trying to get better though. I'm trying to book things and manage things and time myself better. Hence this little timer and stuff like that. And it is working. I feel pretty good.
I need a timer for crying tomorrow to get over. I have to rewrite all my newsletters that I just lost.
I can't believe you haven't put everything in Dropbox paper or something like that.
Because I was actually testing Substack. I really liked it, and I enjoyed the writing tool. I was just seeing what it worked like, and then I got into a flow. And ended up writing all the newsletters in a few hours, and then it was just there. And I was really proud. I remember finishing because that's why I can't even remember the topics. Because I was like, I can clear that from my memory because I've done great.
That's sad.
All right, let's jump back into this.
So yeah, gonna do going to do some calc stuff. The positions. So like the reason for this is to like scope it. I've done that around the wrong way. I'll change it. Yep, that breaks down me. All right, times 1%. Now, quite interesting actually. I've got an article on the way. I think it's coming this week, and someone asked me why I always do calc, and why I don't just pass the percentage in like inline instead. And so I've always done this because the first talk I ever saw about custom properties was Leah Varu in like CSS Conf 2016.
Yeah.
And she made this really good point about how like unitless, like CSS can manage unitless because it's like a it sort of doesn't care, it can do anything with it. So if you start adding units to stuff, like it can't convert things, and you're just gonna maybe cause yourself like trouble down the road. So it's good to keep all your properties like unitless, and then do whatever you're going to do with them later on. Because like, for instance, I could be like, do you know what? For example, if we save this, it should.
What are we expecting? Have you added this class to anything?
No, I don't think I've added it yet. So if we go down to, yeah, because I want to do this swap. We do that. See, now they're all in the top left.
Ah. Okay, that's.
Oh right, yeah. So yeah, the little one is the one that we can actually.
Yeah.
I mean, we can probably we can hide the other one for now, so we just can see what we're doing.
Yeah, just even rock the opacity down to nearly nothing, just so it's kind of a very, very rough guide.
Yeah, I've just taken it out. There we go.
All right, that's easier. I feel like just putting that. No, put it back in. Meme back up now. Whenever.
So if I was to change, so now this is where this config makes sense. So like if I was to say, the first one's going to be at x0, the second one's at x50, and the last one's at x100. It should put them all in the right place. But it doesn't seem to be doing it. That's weird. X0.
Let's have a little look as well on the DOM just to make sure.
XX, YY. I can see it there. X50, X100. Oh, I know why. Right. Okay. Cool. So we need to get rid of the translations. And oh no, we don't need to get rid of the translations. We'll do it in here anyway, though.
Oh, this is the center back out.
Yeah, that is that's weird. Why is that?
So let's see if we're getting that stuff coming in. What's that being applied to? That's being applied to.
Oh, maybe Parallax item class probably isn't working, is it?
Yeah, I don't think the Parallax item class is coming in at all.
Okay. Let's go and have a look at the docs then.
Would you ping me over the docs so we can just share? In fact, if you want, you can share your screen as well, and I can pop yours up sometimes and mine up sometimes as well.
Yeah, let me just find the right bit. I'll just ping it to you.
Yeah, I just want to be able to show people what we're kind of going through rather than just being like.
Do you know what? I know what it is.
Okay.
It's fine.
Right. What is it? Add components. Yeah, well, I was wondering why everything was blanked out. I was like, is this just magic that's working? And I just let you do that. Because that's just, you know, when you're just like, this person knows what they're doing. I'm not going to interfere. It's just a weird config file. Okay, so that makes more sense. Look at this. Excellent.
There we go. So, yeah, that's kind of where you expect it to be. But
we just need to change the order of like pink.
well, I was going to say, but I don't think it will quite be what we want. So in your case, because this container changes quite a bit, I think what would make more sense is that we don't use the X and Y as we're doing them. So what we should change is like, we should do something like offset X, and that'll be like the initial translation. And then we'll do an extra translation on top, if that makes sense. Because if you stretch the container, 0 will get further away from the center. Whereas if you translate always from the middle, it doesn't matter how big the container gets, it will stay where it is.
So you're saying, so offset from the center X. That's what the CX is, center. Offset center X.
Yeah, so at the moment, we're sort of just saying, oh, X and Y, but X and Y changes over time, right? Because if the container's bigger, then it's going to look like a bit weird. So
Stefan, the newsletter does exist. I saved the first one, thankfully. It's just the issues after that you might not get. Yes, Niall, you just sit back and watch Jhey make your stream/site. Look, he's getting an invoice for this next month from Vercel, so that's what you get for sharing my website with me.
Yeah, what we do then is we can just change this, and then we can do like, so obviously we can chain the translations. So we can do that, then do Y, and do something like that. So we'll say offset X, and it's going to look weird because we're going to want to do minuses, but you'll see.
Yeah, I have to kind of just make a mental model of where it's coming from, like, because it's centered, but it should be offsetting from here, yes? But
yeah, I don't know why offset X. Offset X. Oh, right. Yeah, of course. I haven't
I was looking because I remember that we hadn't changed variable names. That's what I was scanning for here as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
Didn't know where.
Should all be good now. Although it still doesn't look great. Oh yeah.
Still looks the same.
Get rid of the Tailwind stuff. Chuck that in. Then yeah, we're gonna want to do this. Cool. So that's what I expected. So now they're all chained from the middle, which is like,
yeah. So that's 50. That's 100.
Yeah. And then so main will not go anywhere because it stays in the middle, right, to start with. And then we're saying that the orange one would be like minus 100, minus 100, for example.
So for stacking reasons, should we reverse the orders in these? Would that make more sense so you don't have to fuck around with Z index?
Or yeah, so it should really go
like main last and whatever, and then the other two
should go orange, main, pink, right? Or does main sit?
No, like they're both behind the head. So that's why I'm saying, should the head be first anyway, and then just so that they or should the head be last so that they always end up behind it slightly?
It goes orange, pink, main, doesn't it? Main is the middle. The middle should always be seen first, like as regardless of what the others are up to, right?
Yeah. So there, look, orange, head, pink.
Okay, cool. So
now so he's just messing around with X and Y's.
Yeah, just to like scale it. So it could be like, you know what, that looks kind of all right. And then the other side, we could be like, okay, cool. So this one's going to be 24 and 8 down.
Nice.
And we're like, oh, actually, I'll go 12 down. But you can kind of just tinker with it. But let's say it was like that.
Yeah,
now
that's perfect to start anyway.
Now we do the fun bit. So that was a lot of boilerplate to get somewhere.
That's all right. I think we spent a good 20 minutes just messing with next image, though. That really slowed us down. And I have that every time I try to position next image anywhere fancily. But I'm willing to do it for just a little bit of optimization.
I remember like when Next was sort of first hitting off, and I can't remember what project I was doing for it, but I was like, right, we'll scaffold everything in Storybook, it'll be fine. And it was an absolute pain because things like that, like you have to mock the entire element and all the things that go inside.
Yeah.
And then you have to do separate styling for Storybook and stuff. An absolute nightmare. What we're gonna do.
So this is interesting. So you're going to listen for updates with a use effect?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen this pattern for listening to those kind of changes with an update like that. So this is interesting to me. Okay, so we're adding the updater. Oh, that makes more sense. I thought like we were going to start cycling through the use effect. I was like, wait a minute, what? No, that makes more sense. So we're adding the event listeners to the properties so that we can update them with the window rather than through React.
Yeah. Okay. So
excellent.
Now what we do is we take so we're going to use we need to use ref as well. So big ref, and then we only
for people that are listening, ref is the way we can refer to things so we can manipulate things on the DOM.
Yeah, so we can grab access to it. And then for that, we're going to create this container ref. You pretty much always assign them null when you're working with DOM stuff.
So if people, because ref doesn't get used too much in a lot of applications, so if you need to
depending on who you are,
something, yeah, but like it depends on what you're doing. If you're doing a lot of drawing and things, or using oh, I'm forgetting the name of the chart library or the drawing library that everyone uses for charts. Oh, and that's the reason I learned it.
D3, high charts.
D3, yeah, D3. When you're using something like D3, ref becomes your best friend because it's the only way for it to work effectively. And certain things like that are phenomenal when you start seeing like, oh, okay, I have this nice JavaScript library and I want it to work in React, but I can't. And I think a lot of people get like discouraged when they see that there's not a React library that solves their problem, because this is all it usually does under the hood anyway.
It's a really great way to like, if you understand how to play with refs, like pretty much nothing in React should really worry you, because you then essentially know how to bring anything in. It sounds kind of weird. So like even with like canvas stuff, you can do a lot of canvas stuff. Like all you're going to do is render a canvas, and then you'll actually run everything inside a use effect and then create some functions. So you're not like doing everything with state, because you don't want to keep like re-rendering your canvas as well as doing animation frame stuff.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
A good example is GSAP, because there isn't like so like Framer obviously is React, but like GSAP doesn't have a React port, and it's a good example of like how to use something in refs. So I'd use that a lot. That like getting started with React thing I did for Smashing Magazine shows you how to do stuff with refs.
And I think that's what the point nearly in is. Whenever you're trying to do like lots of visual updates, like the kind of things you create, useRef is literally your best friend. So like when I was doing it for charts, for like I did it for an Israeli call center, they wanted to see like charts for the amount of incoming calls versus outgoing calls, and dynamically draw it in real time with React. And this was back when React was version 0, I think. And I remember they had
those days.
It wasn't useRef then. It was, what was it? What did it used to be called before we had functions? Well, it was just ref. There was a ref that you could pull out, wasn't it?
It was ref. You didn't have
forward ref or something. I think it was.
You just didn't have a hook for it.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, before that, people that were like opposed to JSX, it was just loads of document.element. Loads of like React.create element stuff.
Yeah, when I was back doing that, it was when I was there very, very early in my career. So I was looking for best practices. So I looked smart, and I found a ref, and that's when I think it was my first couple of months using React that I had to do something like that, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. So I can just ignore React.
Right. So this is a function I've just pulled in.
I was wondering, I was like, did you type that in while I was just talking poop here?
No, so essentially what you're doing here is you're saying given two values, input and output, map the value from one set to another. So
this is this so when you're pulling the X and Y that they move at the same kind of,
so if we were
like,
to say
left to right.
Let's just say that mapped X is map range 0 window.inner width. And I don't know.
Is there a window.width and a window.inner width? And what is the difference if there is?
When DevTools and things like that show it, it's like I'm pretty sure that's what it refers to.
I've never used inner width before, and that's why it was. I don't think I have anyway, and that's why it just threw me. I thought I just used window.width, so that makes sense.
We can do. I want to maybe pass this as a prop. Potentially, we'll do this for now, and then we'll change it and see what happens. But the idea is that you would do something like this, and then pass the value of X in at the end. If that makes sense.
I mean, I'm trying to read through this now. So sorry. Now I see. Okay, so we're getting this, and this is returning a function, so we're calling it with that output. Yeah. No, I get that perfectly now. It's because I didn't actually read what you pasted in. So for anyone that's watching, we're returning a function. So that's why at the end of calling the first function, we are then adding the second parameter here. So it's an odd pattern.
Another way to do this would be like, you could do, I'm pretty sure use callback would be the right.
And would use callback not okay to store that many changes?
Well, I was going to say, I think use callback.
They both memoize, no? Or they memoize slightly differently. They memoize the function versus the memoizing the value.
Well, the thing is, I would probably do this in a ref, to be honest.
Don't get experimental. If you know what you're, if you know how you would do it yourself, go for it.
I'm just trying to think how it would make more sense, just in case. I don't think anyone will ask, but because here you're obviously creating this function every time, and you don't really need to. So you could do like const mapped x equal mapper.current x, and then what you could do is you could add another event listener that says when window resizes, then update the value of x mapper.
Yeah,
but it probably wouldn't see it because you'd need to run the effect again to tear it down and restart it, because xmapper.current will point to the original value of it, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So I guess for now we'll just do it.
It won't like the variable won't get the changes inside it. It will.
Yeah. So we'll just do that for now, and then we
can optimize if we have time. If not, we can.
Yeah.
Like we can figure out. Like I don't think it's going to be. I don't even think an optimization is required for how little is moving.
Yeah, it'll be fine anyway.
What, 3 sets of coordinates? We should be fine anyway, regardless.
So I'm gonna do that. Yep, it's not an object. Right, so map.x, cool. So if you move around on the page and look at the container, you should see the style tags being updated with like...
Okay, let me inspect them. Yeah, I'm not seeing what I'm meant to be seeing.
Yeah, the container for... There you go. You can see it just above your head.
Yes. Okay, so let me just zoom that in for... No, not that. I want to just zoom in the console so people can see this. That's pretty cool. Where is that gone? There. So when I move around, my X property is changing. So that is taking the calculation from the entire window when I'm moving around.
Yeah, so we'll make that... We'll do something better in a second with it. But
that's very interesting because I see the Y's, I see the X.
Yeah, I've just added Y. So now we have a kind of, I guess, a value. The bounds doesn't really matter what the bounds value is. Like you could just do like that over 100. So it's just like if you go back, it will just be like a decimal, like a float now. So it should be like 0.97.
Yes.
Which also kind of makes sense because you can just do like a float thing. And then
perfect. I'm just making sure I'm getting feedback in from Astrid there that they could see it without me zooming in. So I'm always happy when I know if people can actually see things. I never know.
And then, yeah, I think if we multi-line this would make more sense. It would be easier to see. Then we can just chain another one on the end. And then this is like where it gets a bit funky.
Oh, yes, because it wasn't funky before.
So at this point, you're going to say like, I don't know, translate X.
Have you set up a translate X variable yet?
No, but because I'm putting a default in it, it won't care. So
it's going to run off that default that you put in.
So now we have the coefficient, and then what we do is we go back up, and we're going to do, for example, translate Y.
I know my mod's not in tonight, so I am getting some Russian spammers, but like, you know, all they're doing is changing the tide of the votes. Nothing too crazy. Who needs democracy, eh? I'll be blacklisted now as a result globally. But you said that one time on a stream.
Right, so if we yeah, it works. Cool. So have a move around on the page now.
Oh, look at this. I'm dancing here.
So
I feel like putting a bit of Scissor Sisters on now in the background.
So now this is all like configurable with just, so what we're saying there is when all we're doing is using coefficients, right? So if you're on the left side of the screen, it's at like -1. If you're in the middle, it's 0. And if you're on the right, it's 1. And I'm saying do whatever that coefficient
so that's
is.
the furthest.
Whatever that coefficient is times whatever the value of translate X is times 1%. So if we're at -1 and we're at -50%.
Could you go down to the calculation just so we can see that calculation?
Yeah,
follow you, because like you're saying it out loud, but I just want people to be able to follow along with that calculation.
So technically here, right? So I guess if we put an example, if x is at -1, and that's the left side of the screen.
So -1 is the most left, and 1 is the most right.
And translate x is -50, then it would be -1 times -50 times 1%, which would actually push it to the right 50%.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. So it's the percentage that is the actual like change in styles. So the -1 by -50 is giving us a positive value that we can work with. Then
if you change that to 10 and say you did 10 on the Y, we haven't done the Y yet, so we'd have to come back in here and then we'd add an extra one for Y. So the first one is that, and then we just ping that one on the end. The good thing about this, like once you start writing them, they look a bit long, but now you have like, it goes up.
I do not think these look long at all for the amount of value you get out of them. Oh, that is so cool. Look. I could just sit here and play with this. I guess I'll get thrown off YouTube if I play it myself on the stream for too long. Yeah, not enough copyright for that one, Jay. Not enough copyright for that one.
But then the cool thing with this is that you could then do, so you could add extra stuff in. So you can really take it wherever you want with it, because once you've got that boilerplate set up, you don't really need to do a lot. So what you can actually do here is take this a step further, and we could say do something like this. So style props, move them up, and then we're going to name these exactly what they're going to be.
Oh, so you're going to map them out then?
Yeah, so we're going to make it so that it's completely sort of, I mean, if you're doing something like TypeScript or something, then we could just like create the like strict rules or whatever. But because
I'm glad you're not. My TypeScript knowledge is poor. So I use it like once every 6 months, and then I forget it immediately afterwards.
Because this is more of a play thing, what we can do is in here, then we can just be like, we don't really care like what it does, right? So we can just come in here and then be like, actually, for styles, we can just build the styles and just pass them in. So if you do that.
Okay, so you're passing them in, just makes it reusable.
And what would it be? It will be...
I'm not going to put Paul's comment on that next one. Danny Thompson's here as well. Danny, welcome.
So it would be, yeah, take style props and then style props.map.
What's going on, brother? That's an interesting one. That Astrid put in there is, could you, and it might be one for another day as well, could you use the gyroscope on mobile?
I've done it.
To imitate this kind of movement?
I've done it already.
Oh, cool. We'll talk about that. I don't want to derail you, but that is, I really like that idea.
It's kind of weird, but yeah, it does work. The only issue is that with a gyroscope, your phone, it works best if your phone is flat, because the gyroscope works like that.
So it'll always be tilting like forward on me when you're standing.
Offset. I do have a demo that does it.
But let's not derail it. But I really like that idea, Astra. That's actually a sweet idea. I like that. I might play around with that as a thing, because just to test my knowledge on this, it's nice to take in like another force to change it around as well. And Danny, wait until you see how cool this is. I've been working so hard all evening on this by drinking beer. And we're getting some good results.
I can't remember how to do this. My mind's gone fuzzy. Oh, what am I doing? I can just do that. Oh, prop stuff. Oh, because it's a oh yeah, obviously. Object of key style prop stuff for each. Give me the key. Yeah, don't care about that at the moment. For each, give me the key, then give me the config key. Yeah, cool. Okay, cool. Key styles key equals style props.
Should I put a name tag on my new thing to say Cody, just to annoy Kent, to say that my name is Cody now because it's working with a similar style animation?
Okay, so something. I don't know. It hasn't worked, but it has worked. Oh. No, it's cool. It's cool. Styles. So this was the bit that I needed to put in. So it needs to do that. Just add the hyphens.
And okay, because this is the key is the CSS variable.
Let me just check that that's working there, because I'm not sure it is. Oh no, I can see it.
It's not updating though.
Oh, because I see. Yeah, because I copied the first one that doesn't do anything. So if we change them to be like, this is where the tinkering comes in, because you can just like play around with it.
You're just playing around to config to see what settings would look sweet on this then.
So that's how it was originally, right? And then we could say like, this one goes 10 and 10. This one goes, I don't know, 5 and minus 15. And let's say that this one goes 10 and 2. I don't know. Now move it around.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But you see, like, what the benefit was there? Like, so now
I just love that. Like, that looks like I'm just shrugging.
Now we don't care what we write in here, because the component just sort of says, yeah, I don't care. Just give me whatever and I'll make it and put it in there. So like the actual React code here is tiny, really, for this component. Like for what it does, like what is it? 20 lines, 30 lines? 30 lines of React and a bit of Tailwind.
I have this code. This code is all public as well, so I'll be sharing it with people. Or if you want to share it as part of a demo or anything, the code is all public as well for people to see it live in action if you want to make anything out of it.
The cool thing is here is like we've rambled for a load of time, but we've actually still got this done. really wasn't hard. Like, and the thing is, we're not even done. Like, we can do more to this. So it's kind of like now it's at a point where it's whatever you want to do.
So if I wanted to add perspective to the values here, or scale it up, what would would it be difficult for me to scale this up slightly?
What do you mean?
Would I just go down just for the size?
The size of them. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So at the moment, I just use the Tailwind values. So all you care about is the.
Yes, you did. So we can just go up.
All you care about is
figure this out. Yeah.
Parallax item has H10, and width. So you can just change them to whatever you want. But I just went with 50 because I just thought Tailwind defaults, that'll be fine.
So if I'm just going to see what H full and width full do.
I mean, you could like do some custom sizes or whatever you want.
Okay, so that's too big. But
well, it works though, right?
It worked. Like, that's perfect. So let me go back then and roll that back, because that's easier to follow for this. That is so handy then. So it's just scaling up that container. That's beautiful. Like,
so you
how
might
easy
put like some custom size in there, or like even maybe H3/4 or something like that, just so it's like 75%. Might look.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, let's play around with that. Let's play it 3. People are going to be surprised. They're like, "Oh, Niall's actually building his own website."
I'll let him take over for a minute.
It all goes on fire.
That looks
cool. That's a great size there.
But we're not done yet.
Okay. One thing I want to just check before we go too sophisticated on this. is what does this look like when we drop it? Okay, so it disappears.
Yeah, we can fix that.
That's all right. We're doing good. We've been very productive with this.
We have.
And I'm still like really enjoying it.
Well,
Well, that's partially probably because like I'm having a nice beer here, going, yes, this is all coming together. My master plan of befriend Jhey for 2 years so he can do an animation on my site has finally come together.
No, so yeah, we got another cool bit to do. But we got 5 minutes chat now because of the Pomodoro.
Yeah.
So we can just do whatever. But yeah, we'll do something cool in a minute.
What are you thinking? Because we're not coding for a minute anyway. So
we're gonna go a bit 3D.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna go full Cody on it, where there's a bit of angles on it.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at Cody on the site earlier, and it just didn't work for me.
Yeah, it's not
static.
It's not active at the moment, which is sad. I think it's cool. I think it looks. But yeah, I know what I can do for a second. I will fish out that demo that uses the gyroscope.
Oh, please do. Yeah. I don't have anything I can plug in my phone to see it. Can I?
I need to. So I have started writing an article on this, but I wanted to make a really cool demo for it. And the idea is that it's like you have a skateboard, and you tilt your phone to do the tricks with it. But it's only.
Oh, you could probably do that with your airplane, your CSS airplane, then as well.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, you know what you could do actually? You can show off. You can show this off actually. Here's a cool one if people haven't seen it.
Throw it into Discord or where you throw on. It's in the private chat. Okay, cool.
Put it in private chat. But if you open it, I will walk you through how to do stuff with the gyroscope without your phone.
Oh yeah, because it'll be in the DevTools anyway.
Yeah, so there's a really cool thing in DevTools. So if you open DevTools up, and then if you go into...
I think after 8 or 9 years, I'd have learned the shortcut for DevTools, but I always just go right-click, inspect, done.
If you go to the 3 dots and go to More Tools, and then I think you want to go to Rendering, down. I think it's in Rendering. You might need to resize your DevTools. Or right or something so you can see it. I think it's one of the windows getting lost, maybe. Try clicking it again.
Oh no, it's down here. Look.
Oh, there you go. I think is it in Rendering? I can't see.
Emulate. Oh yeah, sorry. Let me get rid of our faces for a second.
My head's in the way. Yeah, keep going down. Let me find it. I know you can do it. Is it under? No, it's not under there. It's the thing. It's not even like an obvious. Which one's it under?
I should probably add shadows to these images as well.
It's under sensors. So if you go, I should have really known that.
In More Tools, Sensors. Oh yeah.
Yeah, go to Sensors and then go to Orientation.
Yeah.
And then change that. So go in the drop down and then just do Custom Orientation. And then you can drag the device around.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. And it should.
So let me.
I don't know if it should be working.
Let me just check to make sure I haven't blocked something here, you know?
There might be something you have to do. It definitely does it because oh yeah, right. So you'll need to change. Oh, is it that? There is a way to do it.
It's okay, timer. We'll be back working in a second. I just want to see how this works. I've just never thought of this kind of animation before, so that's why it was kind of cool to hear it from a chat. I was like, oh, actually, that'd be kind of sweet if I could.
I think, right, so I think what the problem is because I'm doing a isMobile check. So if you go into line 74.
So if I just change this. Yeah, there, look.
Oh, it's doing it now. Yeah, I was trying to do that.
So if I put it in the emulator.
Yeah, it wasn't. I put an emulator and it wasn't working for me, but it seems to be working for you, which is great.
Yeah, you have to refresh when you change the emulator always, or else it doesn't. Because the only reason I know that is because I do it and you can do it now, but you used to not be able to upload photos on Instagram without it being in a mobile.
Oh, right.
So,
but yeah,
I do it for this. That's really cool.
So you can mess around with it, and it will sort of actually do it, and it works fine. And the only thing is, you have to do like a isMobile check. So you do like device agent check and whether it can even give you that event.
I will study this and come back to you and say, look what I did. I did a thing.
So all you do is you just check for if it's mobile using the user agent, and then you want
amazing. I didn't even know this was here, so that's pretty cool as well.
You have to make sure that device orientation event is available, and then essentially what you do is you just read the beta and gamma values of the orientation.
That's very cool.
You use them instead of X and Y.
Nice. I like
cool,
that.
Right? But yeah, I will make the skateboard demo at some point.
Yeah, that's cool. I could even see it with your plane thing. Like if you just move your phone too much or move your phone fast, you could just be like doing flips. You know,
it would be pretty cool. So yeah, the idea was like I was going to do like multi-touch to push on, and then you could do device to do like Ollie. And like
I had to chat on. I didn't see you there, Astrid. Astrid was there shouting in the chat the whole time while I was open the private and saying sensors. It's sensors. But yeah, if I had a different window open, Astrid, so I completely missed that. That's really cool. So I've learned two things. Then is that is a cool idea. I'm definitely going to steal it because I just think it'll be fun. To take this a level further. It's just also to solidify my understanding of how the maths works. You know, if I can get the gamma and that working with it.
No, as long as like I said, as long as device orientation events supported, then you can do it. Some browsers do it, some don't. But yeah, when it does work, it's pretty fun. So
yeah.
Should we put our heads back on? Let's put our working heads back on.
Yeah, because I think I've a hard stop soon enough because I'm meant to be meeting a friend for dinner. But
so let's crank out this 3D piece and then it's done.
Yeah, I'm gonna text them and tell them to start walking from my house. That way that will force it. Because the poor guy.
This is like the easiest bit anyway. We've just got like one tiny bit because we've already kind of done everything. So yeah, just Parallax container, and then what we're going to do, I can't remember if I do it through the wrapper actually. It might have to be done like this.
And are you just going to make another component basically in the Tailwind stuff?
Yeah, and just apply
an overall X and Y then.
Well, X and Y is already scoped to this, all of them. We're not.
Yeah, but I mean, like you're doing so the X and Y is applied to everything rather than like the entire container rather than the individual pieces.
Yeah, so all we're going to do is just add some extra pieces because we want We might have to add this to all of them, but you know what, actually, I'll just do it as a catch-all. There we go. And then we can just say here,
Paul's just saying he's enjoying the jazz music, so we should be quiet.
still added. Oh, I broke it. Did I break it? Yeah, I broke it. Why is it broken?
What did you? So show me. Could you walk through that last 30 seconds? Because I was just explaining to my friend, I'm still just finishing this just before he's like out in the snow, trekking up to me.
I just added an extra plugin and then added an extra div. That was all I did. That's weird. What? Oh.
There goes my styles. Look at my site. It's better than ever.
Yeah, what?
This is just because you were jealous of my site yesterday. You just decided, you know what, I'm going to lull him into a false sense of security, then boom.
Is it because you have to do that? I can't remember. It's been a little while since I did one of these.
Uh-oh.
That's funky. That's really strange. I don't know what's happened there. It's got to be the... Look at it now. It's just your face. Just...
Do you know what? That's really eerie. It's like, this is for all the bad things you've done in your life. Just stare at yourself.
That's weird. So adding those two broke it.
So adding which? So go through what? Just paste it back in. Let's have a little look, just in case I see anything with my extra pair of eyes here. So parallax container. Is it because you didn't call them? Open bracket. That is so extreme. Look at that. I look like a biscuit. the world's least tasty biscuit in the world. Wow. So that's very, very like that's like what, 4 lines of code to get that effect?
Yeah, like nothing. And then all we do is like a little extra piece would just be to be like, okay, cool. I'm gonna do offset Z, and I don't know, orange will say -5, pink.
And is this so it floats up and down a little bit when you're playing with it? And do we have variables in there for Z that you can play off, or what are you going to use?
So we'll just add one in.
Okay. I was just wondering if we're going to play off the existing variables or not.
Well, because all we have to do, right, is just come back in here, and then we're just going to add another translate for our items. So we're just going to say translate 3D 00 calc. And we can just translate it like straight up. So we could just do var offset, because it's just like a starting point.
Yeah.
Does that work?
What's vmin?
So that is viewport minimum.
I've not actually seen that before, so that's an interesting one. That's two properties you've shown me tonight that I wasn't aware of: the inner width and the vmin. That's interesting.
Let's actually see if that is working though. Yeah, so when you rotate now, you can see that they're actually stacked.
That is cool.
So if you did like, I don't know, about 20 degrees, it probably...
So funny.
And then, yeah.
Is that, like, I'm just wondering, like, it seems to be only slanting to one side, is it?
I was going to say, to take it further, what you would do, so you know when we did the map range?
Yeah.
We're doing it based on the whole screen at the moment. What we want to do is base it off the center point of your face.
Oh, so when you start rolling, so like if you're over here, I'll be leaning towards you, staring and judging, and then if you start moving, it'll be over my face. Okay, because I just don't have as much room this side, so that's why it looks like it's leaning way more when I come over here. That makes more sense. Yeah.
And all we have to do is offset that position by the center point of your so all we would do is just come into, and I could just nick the one off of Kent's thing. So we
better
just
not get me sued.
We just say get the center X, get the center Y, and then something like this. I'm purely doing this for your time.
I wouldn't have a clue how to actually map from that point.
So what you could do is, so here I'm just saying like the proximity would be 200 pixels.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to say container ref, get current like bounds. And then I'm just going to change these so it makes sense.
So you're going to like you're going to find out how big that container is and add that to the center.
Yeah, so here you'll just say center X minus proximity. And then you'll do center X plus proximity. Then you'll do the same.
Astro made a good point. He said, on the ultra wide, I will be a biscuit again.
And that is because we haven't put a max in either. The trick around that is that we need to max the values at 1 and 0.
Okay.
So that works. So like now you'll see that when you're right on the left and right on the right, it goes right around.
That is
what we expect.
Cool.
So yeah, that's what we expect there. But then all you have to do is say that. So I can't remember what is it.
So we want the max.
We got to say something like. Oh, we can do this in. Depends how we want to do this. So there's different ways you can do it. You could chain a min and max in CSS if you really want, and that's something else you could learn, I guess. Or you can do it inside JavaScript. It doesn't really matter. Essentially,
I'm the one that's saying, hey, we need to finish, but I also want to know what this because I know how to do it with JavaScript. So what's the CSS property here, just so I learn?
So
like that's the reason you're here, is to teach me this.
For example, if we were going with X, right, and we want to use X, I don't know, let's just say that it was calc X. We won't do this, but you could do something like the min of -1 X, and then chain that with something like that, I believe.
Okay, so there are min and max.
Yeah, something like that. I always get confused by it.
Yeah, no, I just want to have a quick look because I've not used the min and max like this. So
you're essentially doing a clamp, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
You could even do. To be fair, you could just use clamp. Oh, duh. Why don't you use that? So -1 var x 1. There you go. And in fact, you can just take it and do that in the JavaScript, which will be even easier. So we'll just do this. Amp -1 that value.
Yes, the new clamp. I actually haven't got that into any code yet. I haven't just come up with a use case for it. So it's interesting to see a very practical use case for it here, where it's not just a piece of text.
Yeah, I actually think this, if this works, this is a much better way of doing it than what I wrote. So
you can credit me, it's fine. For sitting here and drinking while you do it.
Yeah, that works. That works.
Interesting. Okay, so
that's really cool.
Is that?
So that's clamping it. Even though the value is higher in inline, CSS is clamping it to either -1 or 1.
Sweet.
That is cool. That's really cool. I actually really like that. I should have done it like that.
Perspective is changing nicely.
Originally, how I've implemented this before is by using GSAP utils clamp, but CSS clamp actually makes a lot of sense, and it's a lot.
This is probably the coolest use case for clamp I've seen, because it's not just like here's a piece of text.
Yeah,
I think you've just discovered a hack that you need to share. Like that's a small article.
Yeah,
that's
I actually really like that use case.
Yeah, look at that. Look, it stops. The one that stops when you're going down like that, and then.
Yeah, I like that. It actually makes a lot of sense. Why did I not think of that when I was doing it? Probably just because I was in GSAP mode. But no, that. Yeah, clamp makes. That's cool. I like it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So you can just tinker with it and do whatever you want with it, really.
Right, on the images then, there is one thing I want to add to the images. I wonder, you can't add styles to images in Next, can you?
Well, you could do the no, because you could do the class name thing and just.
I was going to say the class name will work because it's a property. Of class name. Let me stop following you. Class name. What is the property for the shadow? To get a shadow on the images, they brought that into Tailwind, didn't they?
Oh, drop shadow.
Drop shadow, is it?
If filter drop shadow is how you do it. I don't know what it is in Tailwind. I believe it.
Okay,
it is just drop shadow. Drop shadow. Yeah, drop shadow.
I think it is a filter, and then that block shadow.
Just drop shadow. Yeah, you don't need filter.
Drop shadow. Okay.
I mean, you could apply that to further up anyway.
Oh, that's the wrong side.
You could just do it like on the container anyway.
Oh yeah, drop shadow. Put a drop shadow large on this so we can see. I'm gonna put it large first.
So will it work?
I think that is that working? Oh no, that's my old site, and that's because I had a shadow already on. I think that is working, isn't it?
I don't know. What color is it meant to be?
Oh, you can add colors to shadows now with V3. So we could give it a little.
Because at the moment
dark blue,
white. So.
Yeah, so we can give a what is it? Shadow colors. Color Tailwind. They just changed that in V3.
I'm learning from you now.
see the way you can do these glows now?
You're using Brave now, which is good to see. I didn't remember you using Brave before.
Yeah, I use Brave all the time. I don't know. It's they give me like $4 a month for using it, so like that's better than what I was getting from Chrome. So you see, you have Shadow Cyan, So you can do like I could do shadow slate. I bet.
I'm interested to see.
So let's start with that even just to see if it comes up.
I don't know. It looks like it's got like a TW filter, and then I can see your shadow color, but shadow color isn't used by drop shadow for some reason.
Oh, yeah, because the 2XL shadow is working there. Nice. The 2XL I think is a better one because it looks more like it should be floating. Is it? Red. Yeah, it's definitely not going through. I'd see the red for sure. Okay, so it must not be part of the drop shadow then. It must be just the other shadows.
I think you have to define your own. So you could just go into Tailwind config and just do like.
Okay, so I'll let you drive this then because I haven't updated config too much other than adding my custom colors.
You could just do drop shadow, and then whatever value you want. So what was their one? Which one did you want? LG.
Use shadow instead of drop. Will that just work on an image?
No, you want it around the outline, right?
Yeah, but like shadow will just go around the box of the image, won't it?
Yeah, it'll go around the box. But like, for example, if we did, right?
I was just saying red as an example, just to see if it worked.
No, it's cool. I've changed it, so it should show up. If you take off drop shadow 2XL, take that off, and take shadow red off. There you go.
Okay. So we can make that a little bit more subtle, and then.
Yeah. So instead of red, you could just do like.
Because I was trying to copy because like I just wanted to mirror the rather than just black. I wanted to get the the navy. That is the dark color, so it's nearly the slate color. I think that I've been using 111827, whatever that is, but it's nearly like a dark. It's a blue black, and that's even just those little. Look at that. That looks way better, doesn't it? Maybe that's too much. That's nearly glowing. Pull it in slightly.
Have you want it in a little bit less?
Yeah, I think that's a bit overkill. Because I like the subtlety a little bit on that, which is a nice subtle shadow.
All I'm doing is reducing the opacity, like ever so slightly on the color.
Yeah, I like that. Like that's nice now. Look at that.
So I've just used HSL 0015/0.35.
And now we have this cool, like, just as like let's do a side by side because before we finish this up, there's nothing else really to add to this? Is there that you're thinking?
No, it's just a case of tweaking, and I'm sure like we'll just thrash that out over Discord whenever you want, like whenever you think.
No, that's fine. But like what I want to just show is the difference, like where we started and where we finished, because this is nearly like what I did originally, where it's sitting right now on the screen because I had it as a PNG and even the shadows were made via PNG. You're just flipping my head. Yeah, there's a big difference there. Yeah, so like we started there.
Go from one side to the other.
Oh, gee. I love Paul saying that was some lovely work. Yeah, I'm patting myself on the shoulder for that one. Look, it was a great idea playing Halo with Jhey last night.
That's cool.
It looks phenomenal. Very interesting. So let's like quickly to summarize then basically the process. So for somebody that's kind of just like skipping through this and wants to see the finishing result, what are the steps if somebody wants to replicate this? The one thing, I suppose one of the major things that we're showing off in here is that in Tailwind, you can add, like you have added nothing that's not Tailwind in. You just added a config to do all of those animations, which is really sweet. I did not know you could do that, so I'm after learning that. I learned about vmin, and I learned about the window or the with inner. That's the 3 things I really took away from this. And then the maths I was never going to get. So the interesting thing that we have is that we can just apply these components as classes then across our styles, and that is in our where's the file gone? Index. So we can just apply those there. Parallax items, parallax containers, and then the parallax. So we get all of those things just added in with those nice clean class words there. This is really interesting. I guess for anyone that's trying to do this afterwards, my site is public. I'll share the code below.
If you could ping me the images, I'll code pen it up and share it anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll send them on to you after anyway. They're all in that Figma I sent you anyway. The thing is then, well, what you learned from this as well is the clamp.
Yeah,
very cool use case for clamp here.
Don't even know why I didn't see that when I first did it. Yeah, I'm actually buzzing about that. That's a really good one to.
So beautiful. So we set up a config for the images first. Then we set up the bobblehead components. We set up a lot of the event listeners, and then we started to set references with the properties that would be updated, so that we would use the DOM and not work around React and not have to do state updaters and start getting laggy animations. Then using the style props, we're getting the keys and applying the variables. Is there anything else I'm missing from this? Well, then you brought in this map range function, which is the kind of the secret sauce for how the maths kind of stay.
Which is just like, it does what it says on the tin, right? It's just mapping one thing to another. I wrote about doing vanilla. I don't think I can post it in YouTube, can I? Oh, I can. Yeah, it was that Dev 2, like I did ages ago, that was like how to cursor track parallax.
I don't think I see it coming up. So would you ping it to me so I can push it in as well?
I will indeed. Yeah, in there I drew the roughest diagram. If you scroll down a slight bit, it will show you how it works.
Just putting it into the chat first. Make sure people can get the link. I bet you wish you had a site as cool as mine now.
That's why I've got to rebuild it.
I love it. You see one person's site and you're like, dang, I can do better. It's okay, timer, we're already talking shit.
Yeah, we've done it. Yeah, if you scroll down a bit and then just keep.
I'm gonna add this. I will add this as well to. Oh, I did go through this. I remember being very entertained by the eyes here.
Yeah, if you just so that diagram there.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, the very ugly one that I drew on the iPad in like 2 seconds.
Nice.
Is just that pretty much shows you what it does. So if I passed in the value 50, I would get 750 back. And those are the ranges. That's the input range. That's the output range.
50. Okay, so these are min and max, basically ins and outs.
Yeah. So as we know that 50 is halfway between 0 and 100, then we just want 1,000 minus 500 times 0.5 plus the minimum value. So like that would be 750.
Nice. Yep. I would need to play around with the maths here a little bit. Yeah. It's just because it's not something I created from scratch myself. It's like just like taking it. I get what you're saying, but like I don't fully comprehend how that maps fully. So this is that's why I need to play with it.
This is something you get with GreenSock out of the box. So if you were using GreenSock, you just do gsap utils map range and just pass it in and you're done. But it's good to know sometimes how these
and then you get nice cute eyes.
How these things work, right? can't remember what was it. Oh yeah, I remember why now.
Oh, that's sweet. That's a really nice background effect as well. That's not a good idea.
Yeah, so that was because I did that. You remember I did that demo. So you know the image you were going to put on the thumbnail today?
Yeah.
You remember the demo that was from?
No, I don't know. I just started going through all your things and just clicking. Oh yeah, it pops out.
It was the Squeaky Portraits one.
Yeah.
And let me find that article. Bring that one to you quick.
Paul must be still using a Nokia because he asked me, did I get a calculator for Christmas? It's in my phone, idiot.
Here it is. So this was the pen. And then I don't know how to find.
And just say again, Paul, it's rare we abuse him back, but you know, there's only so much damage he can do at the end of a stream, I think. Is there? Famous last words.
Yeah, and then that was the article. So yeah, if you like scroll around, and then
I need to just go on to Loopback and change my sound to be on for this because I'm always worried that the sound of the stream will actually come through.
Yeah, that's fair.
Squeeze a tech pro.
For some reason, it shows like a little outline though now. I don't know why. It didn't do that before. It's obviously.
Oh yeah, but barely. It's just clipping a little bit as it's moving out.
Weird, but yeah, that was an article I wrote, and you can see like the backgrounds move. So like one is an apple, one is a weight, one is a little code bracket, and yeah, it was one of them. Like I thought that'd be quite cool to have as like your actual site background.
That is very cool. You should be doing something like that for your site background.
Well, that's what I was thinking, like doing like little icons like my logo or something and having them move just subtly in the back. But I think you should just do nano leafs that just animate across your whole site.
Yeah, you'll have bought it because this is what happens. Whenever I get something cool, you want it, and whenever you get something cool, I want it. So it's
basically how
it's the cycle of life. It's like, what did you buy? Okay, have you tried it? No, it doesn't matter. I'm ordering it.
Half of what me and Niall talk about during the week is our Amazon wish list.
Yeah, it's scarily true. That's what we actually end up talking about mostly.
I'm buzzing about this thing. This thing is like game changer. I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, I like if you can effectively pull that into your routines now. I was like, oh no, it's broken. That's my old site. So what I'm going to do now is actually commit this, and I'll open up a PR on it, and tonight I'll have a nice, cool new animation on it as well.
Yeah, and you can tweak the values and mess around with it, like change the rotation. Yeah. You can even do
any mad ideas.
Like we didn't even do like you could have done like a horizontal rotation. We were only doing on the y-axis. You could have added it on X or Z, or you could make it come in and out. You can do whatever you want. That's the cool thing, right? Because once you're just passing the props through, like all you got to do is change the CSS because you don't care. You're just getting a 1, -1, and you just do whatever you want with transforms. Like it's fine.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. What I just have. Astrid is asking, what are we using to stream? We're using StreamYard. It's pretty useful because I just don't like having to worry about anything, so I just use a browser one.
Where's the melon?
I'm guessing that's a software, is it? Melon Stream?
I don't know. No idea.
Yeah, Melon app.
You're the stream.
Yeah, Melon app is. I love it. It says. I seen in the like. Yeah, it's very similar. It's nearly identical now that I look at it. Melon app.
Niles
for creators, podcasters, churches, and more.
Oh,
there you go.
Throwing that one in there.
The timer was the highlight of the stream.
I'm going to start using it in my streams.
I have to say, this is a great reply to that. You mean it was the only thing that you understood? Not just you, Paul. I think I'm the only one that understood that too. No, you definitely have taught me a few new things, like just the way of thinking about it. It was definitely. There's no way I would have got that done if I had started just playing around with myself. I would have given up just with the time to learn it. But then when it's explained of like what, like it seems like a lot of code when you're finished, and it's more like this sum of everything is very scary. And it's only when you start doing a line and getting a result that it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
And it just all kind of harks back to what I was rambling about earlier. Is like, it's just creative code to just level up stuff. So like, this isn't something you find in the docs.
Yeah,
it's something you hack,
for sure,
and work out. And
like
then...
again, like the clamp example is a perfect one for that. Is like, it's not something like we always see it as for text. That's what it's for. Now you found a perfect new use case for it. So also, it's fantastic.
We can now agree that as it's 2022, Niall is now officially the beard master. Look at the size of that thing.
Yeah. This is what happens when I'm at home alone.
I think mine was maybe a tiny bit longer at its peak, but
yeah, like I get this cut every month down a good chunk. It's
you don't cut it yourself?
No.
Oh.
No, I always go down to the barber because I'm afraid of what I'll do to it. So I just go down and no, my barber's like, don't touch it. Because every time I touch it, I always end up like cutting a chunk out, and he's like, just stop touching it. So
I never let anyone touch it. Like,
yes, sir. Well, like in fairness, the amount of time he spends like 20 minutes on just my beard. So like,
it takes me a while, but now
he's there at one eye going like, here's the razor dropping down on a thread of hair.
I have the technique down now, so I'm okay. It's like a 6 round, then it's like a 3, then a 1, and then you just go in, and then it's done. Easy.
How can you afford beard cutting and paying Jhey?
He doesn't. He doesn't realize he's doing me an all expenses paid trip to Dublin soon.
Yeah, that's it. You get a free house whenever you come here. You have just free rent when you come here. It's paid up with breakfast, bacon in the mornings when you call over.
Paul said he wanted a keyring, didn't he?
Yes, Paul did say he wanted a keyring.
Paul, send me your address and I'll drive over. I can send you one. Newcastle's a bit of a trek in the car. But,
when we absolutely, you absolutely did. We've been coding for the last couple of hours. We had a nice timer here to force us
Pomodoro'd it
code, because we always end up talking instead of getting stuff done. And the results were phenomenal. In case you're wondering what we've done, and I'm going to show this off again because I'm really proud of what you've done here. We've got a nice parallax effect on my site for my homepage. So that'll be live in about an hour. Yeah, really proud of that. So thanks a million, Jhey.
I've got bigger ones.
Oh, you've bigger ones.
Little ones. Little party ones. Yeah. But it's all the branding's changing now, so I'm gonna have to get all these done to this. So these will become like, if we ever became big time, these could be like collectibles.
Yeah. I'm just laughing at Gwen, and I appreciate it so much. Gwen saying it's awesome and that my stuff always looks so cool. And it's great because all I do is I get Jhey on the stream to help finish it off, and it's done. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing, and then, hey Jhey, make this shiny.
It always looks so great, and just never credits me ever. It's sad.
Everywhere, you're always getting credit. You've even seen it. I've heard you've got random people just giving you kudos on Discord and everything for being class, just because I'm like saying, hey, if you think I'm good,
is that from you? Is that where that came from? Because I had a few, and then they're like,
anytime I'm talking to people, they're like, oh, that's a really interesting way of using this thing. I'm like, okay, if you think that's interesting, let me introduce you to somebody that will blow your mind.
We get the oh, that reminds me actually. I just had a thought that's come out of my mouth. But yeah.
Are you not allowed to say it?
Well, I don't know. Your friend. Yeah, it's like January now. So
But oh yeah, yeah, you should definitely get in touch.
Yeah.
He was a big fan of your stuff because obviously he's building a stream service and things like that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to. I can't talk about it either because like I'm just privately also seeing.
You see, I like Paul's put Kodu Academy, but that's my division.
Yeah, Jhey runs the academy. I run the drinking.
It's social community.
Exactly. Yeah, it's community. Yeah, don't be a smart ass. I wonder how much of this will be censored, especially with all the censorship that's going on at the moment. The big tech does not like anything anymore. So censors for all.
Just remember, kids, go out at the weekend, buy some Haribo, some whatever Niall was drinking. We just ads.
Are you guys brothers?
Basically.
Yeah, I was going to say mortal enemies. So that's actually the same thing. That's brothers summed up. It's like, yeah, we're friends. It's like, but mortal enemies at the same time.
He's got the bigger beard at the moment, so I'm
infuriated. Yeah, insecurity is coming out with Jhey.
No, do you know what? Like when mine was longer, whenever I used to come on, like I just merge into my t-shirt, like because you're quite good. You always wear light colors, but I don't. I
used to only wear dark colors until Carolina had said to me that you should stop wearing dark colors on streams because it looks silly. Yeah, and then she just came in with a stack of colored t-shirts and was like, here, wear those. That solved the problem.
See, my wardrobe's quite desaturated apart from the odd colorful thing. Like
that is hilarious. Gwen saying my video with Niall, it was the only one that ever got censored. Maybe YouTube auto censors him. What did I do? I was so well behaved on your one, Gwen.
That's perfect.
And it was so much fun. I don't even think I swore.
That is perfect.
I did a talk for like on accessibility in sites and everything and the importance for executives for an executive meeting. And I remember going in thinking, right, I'm professional. I wore a shirt, I wore my slacks and everything because it's all for executives. I've never done an executive talk before. This is a few years ago now. And then all of it, like I went through it, and I remember going up afterwards and saying, Jesus, I did so well. I didn't even swear. I did so well. And everyone's like, you swore non-stop.
All the time.
All of the time. And the organizers, they video it and give it out as content in their school for executives. And they said it was their most complained about video and their most downloaded video ever. So, but they said because of how much downloads they got, they didn't care. So it was just like,
half of it was just muted.
Well, look, at least the flag took away. I thought that when I got the opportunity to be with Gwen on a stream, I thought it was just taken down. I was like, that's typical.
No, it just mean where they put a flag in the ground, like, don't let Niall come here.
Yeah, like, we'll take this down as long as he's never allowed on the channel again. And that was an obvious answer from Gwen. It's just like, yeah, obviously. Well, I decided that long ago.
Yeah, without saying. It's fine.
Excellent. Right, I'm going to end the stream here. It was awesome. Jhey, thank you for leveling up my website. It's just super cool. I know you said this after the major insult of saying my whole website was terrible and I should take it down. But you fixed it in one session.
Yeah, I think this is probably one of the few sessions where we actually nailed something completely in one.
Yeah, and I would like to thank our additional staff member tonight, the timer. This is the only reason we got anything done. Well done, timer. Okay, everyone. This has been fun. Everyone follow Jhey everywhere, especially on the street. And yeah, buy yourself a timer if you want to be productive. I'll see you all. Good luck.